Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Not quite as cold as it was a week ago in Indianapolis, but hope everybody survives Snowmageddon 2022. How are you, Wes Neighbors?
It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen you.
Contrary to the popular belief, I was not
done in by the dogs.
By the dogs, no. Actually, I got COVID, and as you know, I don't know if you said on the air.
No, I didn't go there.
Yeah, so there's woke
up you were
Wednesday.
out sick.
Yeah, woke up Wednesday and kind of. If I'd gone to work, if I had been with Indianapolis with, 100,000 of my best friends, and then so I didn't go to work.
So you drove home with COVID, probably.
Oh yes, there's no question because I woke up. I just had a headache, but then kind of during the day it got worse and worse, and I guess around, sometime around midnight I had a test. I've been keeping tests in case.
Yeah.
I took a test and it lit up like a Christmas tree. So, I had symptoms though.
That.
I've had it this second round for me, and I've had both shots, and haven't had the booster. I don't guess I'll get the booster because I got the real booster. So, but I was going to tell you my hat's off to Georgia, but you've been basking in the glory for a week now, so it's probably old news. You're worried about next year.
You tell me, Smokey Mike, have I been basking too terribly much over this past week?
No, you've let the people do that for
That's
you.
true. There's been quite a few people calling in congratulating.
They ought to. I've been giving you hell for 15 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the first one to text you, though.
Yeah.
It was the opposite of the
The SEC championship game? Or
no,
the opposite of what?
Because Alabama blew Georgia's doors off. This is in the SEC championship. This game was a very competitive game, and I was wrong about a lot of things. I was wrong. I didn't think Georgia could come and do what they did in the fourth quarter. That's been their nemesis against Alabama this whole time.
Yep.
They haven't done well in the fourth quarter, and they flipped the switch on Alabama and whipped their butts the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. I was wrong that it didn't matter that Mitchie was out of the game. And maybe it wouldn't have mattered as much if Williamson hadn't gone out of the game. But have three freshmen, they go around there dropping touchdown passes. You can't do that and beat anybody, much less the eventual national champion. A team like Georgia, they had chances early to make them take the run away from the game, and they weren't able to do it by dropping passes. I thought Bryce Young played well enough to win the game, but the way Georgia played in the fourth quarter, as Coach Saban said, I always say, listen to what he says. He's telling you. People ask me questions. Listen to what he says. Y'all whipped our ass in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Last 10 minutes and 25 seconds, Georgia whipped Alabama on both sides of the ball. And there's no other way to put it. And the biggest play to me that changed the game was on 2nd and 18. And I was telling you about this. It wasn't 2nd and 26. The 2nd and 18 after a big sack. And they had man coverage. And, it was a perfect throw to the guy who's covered. He won the 50-50 ball.
Yep.
He made a good catch and touchdown, and that changed it. And they flipped the switch on Alabama, and you could tell. I could tell by mannerisms. The receivers, they didn't know what to do. They were just lost at the end because they hadn't been in that situation before. When the pressure's on and the defense is amped up, and you got to play at a different speed. Because everybody in the defense can feel that they start tasting it. You got to knock the taste out of their mouth, and if you don't do that, you have no chance to win. So, but congratulations! What a battle they've all been, though.
Yeah.
Even the ones where Alabama, even the SEC championship, it wasn't a battle. It was a battle. And Stetson Bennett, how wrong are all the people that said that he shouldn't have been starred and this or that? Guy gets the MVP of the last two games, and the fact that the Georgia defense gave up 550 in the SEC title game.
Yeah.
I think Stetson Bennett, that guy that covers, ought to hang his head about what he said and all the things he said. Really, what's his name? I don't even know if it's worth saying his name. But congratulations to that kid. What a story.
Yeah.
Guy grew up dreaming about playing for Georgia. And his interview the night before the game was –
yeah, it was 2 nights, but that's why I wanted to play it, because he sounded defeated.
Yeah,
he
did.
just sounded like he got sick of the questions and was just he didn't care, so he was answering them the way he wanted to.
He didn't play very well in that. He played the worst in the first 3 quarters of any of the games. To me, I mean, he really did. Lucky balls,
especially when he dropped the ball on that scramble and it bounces right back up to him. I mean,
yeah, there was a bunch of things in that
delay
game.
A game. I
mean,
they
couldn't get a playoff.
Yeah,
I mean, they were having trouble. But it doesn't matter if you don't take advantage of those. And hats off to Georgia. The last 10 minutes, they're the best team in the country, and they showed it.
The transfer portal has been very active. Any surprises on some of the names that you have seen enter said transfer portal?
All I say is the only one, if you go watch Jaleel Billingsley, the way he played in the game, and I haven't watched all of it, but I was sitting there watching in the game, and I'm like, he looked like he missed that block on purpose. I said that during the game to myself, watching him. I go, what is he doing? And then the next morning for him to leave to go to Texas, a starter like that drops passes and falls down and misses blocks, and, I think he should have left the week before. Best of luck to him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I'm just saying that's very upsetting to me to see.
A few other names that have gone into the portal as well, and a couple have landed in SEC spots. So, I mean.
Well, yeah, Sanders
Sanders.
That's a great player. Listen, he's a good player. I get it. I mean, Alabama might have the 3 best defensive ends or in the top 10 that'll be in front of them next year with Christopher Allen coming back. You think about that. So they got Christopher Allen, Will Anderson, and then
Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner. He's not on my list here. Dallas Turner, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at that. Those guys are pretty good. And in fact, Dallas Turner was the one with a sack on the previous play before they threw the touchdown pass. Yeah.
Yep.
But the transfer portal is giving me a headache. I don't know about you. I mean, people are actually announcing that they're not going in the transfer portal.
I haven't really paid too much attention to those that are announcing that they're staying.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't gotten a whole lot of press out there. It's more of the transfer portal.
There are people announcing that they're not going in the portal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah. Good for you.
Most of the people, like Coach Bryant's great-grandson, I mean, he needs to go play somewhere.
Yeah. He ended up at Arizona State.
Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Tommy Brown, who was on the cusp of playing for the last 2 years, he needs to go play somewhere. He might be an NFL player. I don't know if he can start in the NFL, but you got to get up there and make a team, and then time tells on that stuff. You get better, you get stronger, you get some time under. He needs to get on the field. I get it. Those guys. So I think what you're losing is your depth, except for one player.
Yeah.
And who needs him if he's going to play like that in a championship? I mean, you look at the way he played at Texas A&M and the way he played at Georgia, and you can argue if somebody's in there that is playing as hard as they can on every play, that Alabama might have been undefeated this year.
I did notice something at the championship event there in Athens that kind of at least raised my eyebrows a little bit. I wonder if I don't know how much of the coverage you watched.
Zero.
There was a certain player.
I didn't feel good anyway.
There was a certain player that showed up for the event, Arik Gilbert. He was there. He was there.
Of course he was.
Yeah, he was there in attendance.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's probably got some friends on the team.
Probably.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of friends, I feel like we are obligated to at least address the story that happened over the weekend with a good friend of ours and Jay Barker. And I'll just...
Well, I mean, listen, obviously I've been around both of them a lot.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine. I didn't know they were going through a divorce. I didn't know anybody that knew that they were going to divorce. So,
yeah.
I don't know what his state of mind is. All I know is that I love the guy. He is a good guy. And he released a statement today.
Yep.
And I pray for both of them that they figure it out. Because, listen, they have, I don't know how many kids, 7 kids together?
I think 5 from Jay's previous and 2 from her previous.
And he adopted those 2 kids.
Yeah.
So I hope for the kids' sake. And I saw him, he's sitting on my road during the game. And he had, I think, her biological child with him at the game. So, anyway. I had no idea. It's shocking to me. I mean, I couldn't sleep, really, that night. I was so worried about what was going on. So
sent Jay a text message just saying, hey, praying for you, brother. And just for the kids' sake and for the family's sake, hope everything turns out the correct way. 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. Let's start with Bama Cowboy, shall we? We're going to stock up them dollar bills for next season, Bama Cowboy.
Oh, man. Hey, look,
I got permission to go ahead and spend mine.
Yeah. Hey, first of all, man, I just want to admit what y'all just said, praying for Jay Barker, you don't want to go through that domestic violence with anybody, and that's real, so hope everything go all right with them and their family get stuff straightened out. But, man, Wes, can you help me out, Wes, please? Can you help me? Man, what my Cowboys be doing? Man, Wes, they do this every single year. And I tell you what it is. Like all my Cowboy fans, we've been talking. Jerry Jones, man, that's what it is. Jerry Jones only going to get the coach in there that he can control.
Jimmy Johnson, Hex.
Yeah, that's why Jimmy Johnson left.
That's no question.
Bill Parcells, you remember that statement Bill Parcells made?
Yep.
You remember that statement he made at the press conference years ago?
Yep.
If you want us to cook in the kitchen, at least let us shop for the growth.
That's correct.
You remember that statement?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So in other words, he said, okay, yo, look, y'all that's football fans, sports fans, whatever, basketball, whatever, hear me out. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. How many owners do you see at the press conference at the end of the game? Nobody.
Well, no. But I mean, come on, they went out of they got out of their way.
New England doesn't make it because of the massage parlor between there and the.
Oh boy. I don't know if that was a press conference or they just found him in the hallway. It felt like that was a hallway press conference.
Jerry Jones is the owner, the general manager. All we need Jerry Jones to do is step back, relax, and cut the checks. That's all we need to do. Get us a better coach in there. Mike McCarthy, I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but nobody is going to want to be in that organization because they can't get total control of the organization. And Cowboys defense play lights out all year, but they're not too disciplined. Dumb penalty. Rankin Gregory, why are you holding somebody in a 2-minute drill and you holding him that wasn't even in the tackle? CeeDee Lamb make a catch for a first down, a dude push him in the back that has no bearing of the play. I just don't get it, man. And I'm sitting on the couch with probably 300 ones ready to throw a Super Bowl party this year. I called KFC. I told them cancel all the breast and cancel all the thighs because I don't even want them. I don't want no grilled thighs. I don't want no fried thighs. I don't want no meat bent place made out of plants. I don't even want those thighs. I'm
hey,
done.
So let me ask you a question.
Alabama gonna come back.
So I talked to somebody, I can't really tell you who it is, that would know, says he doesn't think Dak Prescott can get him there.
Man, you know what, though? You know what? Wes, if you go back and look at the film, Wes, did you see some of the plays that who was Dak throwing the ball to, man? We had Amari Cooper coming wide open on the slant. He was open. We had CeeDee Lamb wide open on a few plays. We had Wilson open. Who you throwing the ball to?
I look at that team, and they keep getting people hurt. Everybody does.
Yeah.
But they look like they have all the parts. It just doesn't look like they all work together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But think about it. 49ers, they didn't do nothing in the second half. They got 7 points off a Dak Prescott turnover. They didn't even score on offense, except for off their turnover. All the points they scored was the first half. Second half, Cowboy defense shut them down. But our offense, as usual, false start penalties, jumping offside, pre-snap penalties.
I mean, it's a playoff game. You cannot do that.
14
you cannot
penalties.
do that.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. I mean, it shows a lack of concentration, lack of focus. How do you do that? Seriously.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, where they focused at? Are they worried about the KFC thighs and the breast? I thought you.
Maybe they heard about the party. Might be your fault.
Oh my God!
All I know is,
you know what?
I'm gonna have to get a wheel. We'll be in wheelchairs rolling around before we get to have that party.
No, I've been telling you and Steve. I'm not telling y'all to put them away. Just put them in the spinning. Put it away in a vault somewhere. Keep it all nice and on the down low. Because my boys will be back. I ain't worried about Alabama. We're gonna be there. The Cowboys will be back, and I'm gonna make sure that y'all two gonna be invited. But I'm just letting you know, it's a KFC party with wings, breast, and thighs. And your wives cannot come because they probably don't want to look at the KFC breast and thighs. And come out.
Thank you, Bama Cowboy. Man. I was thinking about Bama Cowboy and how that game ended.
Yeah, I finally started following him on Snapchat. He sent me, "Get your ones ready." It was right before the game. I said, "They've been ready."
That scramble, though, I'm telling you.
So I didn't really, to be honest with you, I didn't watch the game. I watched the other first two, and they were so horrible.
Shanahan was pulling a Shanahan, and the Cowboys said, "Nah, we're good. We're good."
Anyway,
so now San Francisco moves on to take on Green Bay.
They did. I guess the guy I talked to is an NFL guy, and he says, "I cannot believe they played Dak Prescott $100 million." And so that kind of took me aback. They can't win a championship with Dak Prescott. Why are you going to pay him $100 million? So that, when you say that, that's like, well, does he look like a franchise quarterback you're going to pay $100 million? Is he even close to anybody that looks like to me, you're paying a guy $100 million because he is he's going to be in the Hall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Is he a Hall of Fame quarterback?
So anytime that there is magic found on any level, be it the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, whatever, magic was found in Dallas in a certain relationship that was there. And I know they did not like each other, but I'm wondering at what point Jerry at least picks up the phone and says, "Jimmy, can you at least be a consultant for me? Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong?"
Hey, why would he be a consultant? He's making too much money doing what he is. Jimmy Johnson is now.
Maybe it's
they were roommates in college.
I know, but maybe it's the ego getting involved. I don't know.
You know what that was?
But the magic was there. It was there.
No question. Well, Jimmy Johnson's a really good coach and
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and he had some really good. He had Larry Lacewell was his player personnel guy, and everywhere Larry went, they won too. And that was all over an argument.
Some newspaper articles saying
giving Jimmy too much credit.
Yeah.
And Jerry said I could take and win a champion. He's right, he did. But after that,
it went downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Still looking for that magic. Mark in Gulf Shores. Let's squeeze a phone call in before our first break from Gulf Shores. How are you, Mark?
Doing pretty good. A T-shirt. How about you guys?
I'm in a T-shirt right now. Maybe it was after what happened last week. It's a nice summer day out there.
You talking about cold? I mean, the thing about being up in Indianapolis is it's 6 degrees, not counting wind chill. And then you go inside, it's 85.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought I had a cold from that.
Oh, yeah. And then you got this version of COVID that's spreading around, just you can't win for losing. But, hey, I was going to ask you something, Wes, real quick on
sure.
The two of the three national championships that Alabama has lost now have involved offensive coordinators who either got canned, like Kiffin, or were leaving, like the guy that just left. What role does that play?
I don't think, truthfully, I don't think it had any. Listen, that offensive coordinator, Kiffin, I think it did
Bill
a little
O'Brien.
bit. Bill O'Brien, he's a solid dude. He's a good guy. He comes in. I thought he did a good job. He was playing with a bunch of hurt people. I mean, he had all freshman receivers at the end of that game, and the route concept's good. Now, I think you get in this NFL thing where they throw the ball too much and they don't run enough. I agree, but now Georgia's defense played really well. You got to give they do have the best defense, I thought, in that game. I didn't think it going into it, but after the game I did. I thought Georgia had a good plan. They had two deep, and when you can hear their defensive coordinator when
Lanning.
Yeah, Dan Lanning, when Williams got hurt, said, "Now y'all don't have any excuses now. So let's win this game." And you take two guys that could be number one picks off your receiving core, it changes. The thing about having Williamson is that guy. It don't matter if you double cover him; he can run by both of them.
Yeah.
He makes the whole, and you throw the ball underneath. On the play he caught, they was trying to switch off on him, and they couldn't get over there in time. I mean, he changes how you have to play defense.
Yeah.
And that changed the game a little bit for Bryce Young. But you got to catch your passes. So if they catch the passes, they probably win that game. I'm not going to say they would have, because you don't win the fourth quarter. Sometimes it's hard to win a football team. But they probably would have. Go ahead.
I'll just ask a quick follow-up. One thing, and I'm not critical of Coach Saban, man, he's the best ever. One thing he does do, however, I think you would agree, you can be up 40, he's still got his starters in third and fourth quarter. I would say that I sure would like to see, why don't you play these guys, during the year, so that when you plan for the unexpected, where these guys were like deer in the headlights, when you were up, but you could have played them.
I don't know what all the things,
You're looking into a crystal ball that you don't know the answers to.
I mean, so you say he doesn't play him, but he doesn't ever. People don't come back and beat him either. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He hadn't lost a 21-point lead. That's how you lose 21 points leads. You start putting these rookies in, and then they do something stupid, and then the next thing you know, they score on defense, and that's I get what I think he does. To me, he's the master.
Yeah,
he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
and who am I to question him? Who he plays when they play? I mean, I understand how he thinks to a certain extent. He's a perfectionist, and that's what makes him him.
Steve Berline is set to join us in about 20 minutes' time. Wolverine Dan and the Breezeway are hovering on hold. We'll get right to you on the other side. Just a 1-hour show today. Hey, Coach comes up at 6.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Get your Ford your way today. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got F-150s in stock right now. We have F-150s on the ground so you can climb behind the wheel and take a test drive today. Plus at Woody Anderson Ford, our 2021 F-150s come with $1,000 in bonus cash, along with financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months with your good credit. This offer ends January 31st. To be clear, these F-150s are in stock today, ready for your garage tonight. Now let's talk about making a custom factory order. Not only is there no extra cost to custom order, but you'll get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on 2022 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, Expedition, and Mustang. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com and you'll see how easy it is. And speaking of easy, our service department is now offering free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Ask about it at Woody Anderson Ford, the corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Look forward to seeing you.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
Everybody knows the fun begins when you get to the end zone, where you can enjoy half-price apps every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, half-price burgers every Tuesday, plus late-night pizza specials and a spectacular menu that includes jumbo wings, half-pound burgers, Tex-Mex, and an incredible selection of craft beer, and plenty of big-screen TVs. It's all happening at the end zone, 1851 University Drive, 2030 Cecil Ashburn at Jones Valley Station, and coming in early 2022, Mid-City End Zone at 1115 McMurtry next to the Target Shopping Center.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here on The Drive, along with Wes Neighbors, Steve Moulton back here with you. Coming up tomorrow, we're live from the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Wednesday, we're off due to Alabama basketball as they take on LSU. Pre-game starts at 5. Thursday, we're at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. And Friday, we'll be over at the End Zone on University Drive. So we are going to be out and about pretty good this week. So come on out and see us. If you need to find out exactly where we are, it's on our calendar. Just head over to 977ESPN.com.
That's where I look.
And on the subject of our calendar, we've got a zone deal coming up on Friday as well. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar is back up.
Back.
Yeah. And incidentally, we do have a zone deal right now with Bubby's Diner. We've been there as well. And there's only about 20 left, 20 certificates left of Bubby's Diner. So head over to our website and get $50 worth of Bubby's Diner for only $25. The lines are filled up. Let's get to them, shall we? See if we can't squeeze in all these before we talk to Steve Berline coming up here in 10 minutes. Wolverine Dan is next. How are you, Dan?
What's up, Ben the Cowboy? What's up? Hey, listen. Hey, Wes, I just got done making my first time Salisbury steak. Oh, Wes, it's just like the Guampies. It melts in your mouth. It's delicious. Wes, I want to eat all of them.
What?
Where are you? I mean, what's up with this?
Is he at the new place around the? He's around the corner, basically.
Right down, bring it to him.
Yeah. He can walk here.
Where's he at again? Where you at?
We're on L&N. We're on L&N.
Really?
Yeah.
I should go bring him some.
Yeah, come on by.
Well, how do you get there? I know how to get there, but where you at?
I'll send you walking instructions. How about that?
You're not far at all.
instructions. I might do that for you guys. I might bring you dinner. Just send me the instructions. I'll see if I can make it. Now, with that said, Wes, I don't know about you. That Cowboy game was just a debacle. There were so many mental mistakes done by the Cowboys, the penalties and everything. Wes, you know, when you're playing a playoff game, little things like that add up. But that should really never should have happened in that game. Don't you agree? They should have been a little bit more disciplined.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I thought all the games were extraordinary, penalty heavy. They didn't play like playoff teams to me. The ones that won, some of them did, but the ones that usually you'd get, these weren't even games. They were horrible. Most of them were blowouts. I mean, just total, they weren't competitive. The Dallas Cowboy game was, but that was the only one. I mean, you look at, they're just, and people getting penalties and personal foul penalties. And, I mean, on Oakland had a drive, they might have had 200 yards on the drive. They had 7 penalties on that drive. It's crazy. Holding penalties. And I thought one of them was horrible. I mean, one of the calls was, I don't think they're going to let that crew work anymore, the playoffs after them.
So. Well, it is what it is. So tonight, Bama Cowboy, you need to root for my Matt Stafford. You know, I tell you what, Wes, that's one guy that deserves a ring on that finger. He got his butt kicked in Detroit, and he played like a lion, truly like a big-hearted lion. And Wes, he's one guy that's a class act with his wife with cancer. And, boy, that video when he left Detroit, he was broken up. I mean, he really, really liked it there. But I'm glad he's going to a contender, Wes. I'm not sure what they expect tonight, but I am pulling really hard for this guy. Of course, Lord Motley's a Georgia man, which is good. So is his wife. So anyway, with that said, listen, I'll hang up. Send me the coordinates, and I'll get my
done.
I'll get my little
It's already done. Done. Thank you, Dan. Let's check out a chilly breezeway, shall we?
I heard that, Rat Cephas, you've been staying very warm in the breezeway somehow.
He said he was getting out 2 blankets.
I've got a couple coats on, and it's a little breezy in here.
It was still colder in Indianapolis. It's probably colder in Pittsburgh, too.
I just don't believe Rat Cephas is cold for some reason.
Yeah.
He sounds like you're pretty warm in the inside.
I've got a little
antifreeze working.
Yeah. And I breathe.
It finally got to him.
It's like somebody gave him some truth syrup.
Hey, what's up with that Jay Barker deal?
Well,
I'm not real sure.
Yeah.
I think time will tell. Hopefully,
hopefully everything can work out in the right direction.
Yeah,
for the entire family.
There's 2 sides to different stories. So.
It's a very unfortunate situation, and hopefully some good will come out of it in the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Sarah Evans. I've got a couple of her albums. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just there's nothing to comment on, but until the more comes out, and even then, I hope that they figure it out.
But his picture didn't look really good when they showed him on the news this morning.
Well, Rat Cephas, I've never seen a good 4:30 picture taken. Did you look good in your mug shots?
They said I was smiling in my mug shot.
Why do I believe that?
Which one did you take? Do you have a favorite mugshot picture?
Yeah, my about third DUI.
Third one's a charm.
But he
doesn't drink and drive anymore.
No,
we got it on tape.
Yep.
And I never got a felony.
Good.
A penalty or a felony?
I think he said felony.
Not for lack of trying. I just wish I could, Ratsivas, if we had the videotape of you on the bar
doing the
moonwalk.
Well, no, I want the video of him wrestling Terrible Ted. That's the video.
I see. I have a mental picture that I think it would ruin if I saw the actual picture. I just got this him if Ratsivas calling timeout. Timeout.
No
as the bear's biting him on the ass.
That Terrible Ted whooped me all over. Like they had a rug in there.
There was a rug in there?
He told me off the rug into the
He pulled the rug out underneath you.
Bar.
Was that the same bar you were breakdancing on, or is that a different bar?
That's the same bar.
Of course it was.
Hey, just one bar there in New Outfit this time.
Thank you, Ratsivas.
Oh, man, Ratsivas, you make my night. Stay warm.
Let's. We've only got about a minute left here. Bama Bino, I did want to squeeze you in before we talk to Steve Berline on the other side.
Hey, Wes and Steve, I hope both of y'all are safe and healthy.
Yes, sir, we are.
I've been wanting to hear about that Bronco, Wes.
Oh, the new Bronco that you bought.
Yes, it's awesome. Yeah, I haven't been in it
You
much.
talked about it on radio. I've got
I broke my headset.
He's
can't get one.
wrestling the headset over there.
Yeah, man, those things you need to order. You got to order them though. I mean,
It took a while for it, but it's a custom order.
No, it wasn't really custom. It was. I went to Woody Anderson Ford, and Bobby White helped me out. I mean, it was. He told me what you could pick on it because it was new, right when they first came out. But it took them longer because of the chip shortage, and they have other shortage because of COVID.
Bama Bino, I hate to rush you, but we have got an interview coming up. Anything else on your mind, sir?
I'm gonna send a picture out.
I'll tweet it out.
Yes.
That's right. Now, I just want to say I love you guys. Just let you know I support you still, and I love you.
Appreciate
Thanks
that.
so much,
Appreciate
Bama
that.
Bino.
We love hearing from Bama Bino. Let's take our
Playing
final
hurt
time
over
out.
here. Look at here.
Yeah, you are playing hurt over there. There's no doubt about that.
Taped up.
Steve Berline. Drudy Armand taped that up over there. There you go.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Orange is the color power of construction, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of no knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing: helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com. Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all: attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
This is the only place for Drew DeArmond, Wes Neighbors, and of course, Tom Abraham.
I never met him, but I hear that he's a man of character.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Back here with you as we wind things down in a fast-moving one-hour program today. Getting ready for Hey Coach, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton back here with you as we head out to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Our next guest has a Super Bowl ring from his time with the Dallas Cowboys. You don't have to worry about that happening this year, especially after what happened over the weekend. Steve Berline, kind enough to join us. Steve, appreciate the time, sir. What do you make of what happened yesterday?
Well, it was a tragedy for the Cowboys. You know, I mean, it's one of those situations where you never really can put your finger on as to why it happened and why the decision was made. I mean, I can tell you that for as long as I can remember playing at high-level football, and I played 17 years in the NFL, and I played, 4 years at Notre Dame, the number that was always the kind of universal number was if there's less than 16 seconds on the clock, you are playing with fire if you put the ball on the field to play without any timeout. You have to have at least 16 seconds, and that of course, would have played perfectly for the Cowboys yesterday. At 14 seconds, most any coach will tell you, they feel like they're playing with fire, and there's a possibility if things don't go perfectly that you might get burned by it. And that's what happened for the Cowboys last night. The Niners deserve to win that game. I mean, the Cowboys would have had one shot into the end zone. The odds of that happening, we all know, are pretty slim, but they would have had a chance. And so that's obviously why all the criticism right now, and rightfully so.
Don't you think it's more about the bunch of Cowboy fans live in our area, as in most areas in the nation,
Yeah.
and I think they're just frustrated. Period. And that was just the reason, just an extra reason to be even more frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching that game as a Cowboys fan, and you look at what has happened, last several games that they haven't come out on top, it's been because of no discipline in key situations, way too many penalties that never should have happened, and then you hear whining about the referees after the game. Why the referees took it away from us. Well, let me tell you something. Every one of those penalties that was called last night were legit, and they were bad penalties at bad times, and that's really what put the Cowboys in the situation they were in. Other than, of course, obviously getting off to a terrible start in that game. So the Niners deserved to win that game, and the Cowboy fans, I know they're hurting right now, but it was most of it was self-inflicted without a doubt.
Well, you looking at all these games, Steve. To me, I was shocked about how many pre-snap penalties there were, just unnecessary holding calls. It just seemed like there was. It didn't look like playoff games to me.
No, you would not expect a team that had won 12 games in the regular season and that had really high expectations heading into the playoffs. Those little discipline things should not have been issues. And you look at even the fake punt, the debacle that occurred after the fake punt. They successfully execute a fake punt, and then there was chaos on the sidelines with what they were supposed to do after that. And then, of course, trying to get the offense out on the field and trying to make the Niners call a timeout. It didn't work, and the Cowboys ended up getting penalized the delay of game. So they're trying to get the Niners to call a timeout, and they get hit for a delay of game penalty. So those things are really hard to understand and to justify.
I did want to get you on talking with Steve Berline right now in the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. We're a week removed from the national championship game, and your thoughts of what you saw last Monday night between Alabama and Georgia, Steve.
Well, I can tell you that I actually picked that one. I've been pretty hot lately on my picks. I don't bet, but I always like to go out and make a pick for whatever the situation might be. And I picked Georgia. I thought they were the better team all the way around, and it's always really hard. You look at the stats and the history. It's really hard to beat a really good football team twice in the same year, especially a top 5 team. In fact, it had only happened 4 times previous to the national championship game this year, where 2 teams ranked in the top 5 played for the second time in the national championship game. Mm-hmm. And now it's a perfect 5 for 5. The team that lost the first game won the national championship. So I felt that was the way it was going to go, even at halftime when Georgia was down 9-6, I believe. I told the people at the event that I was at, I said, I expect Georgia to come out in the second half and kind of wear them down. And Georgia deserved it. They were the best team all year, and happy for the Bulldogs to be experiencing that right now.
So, Steve, I'm going to go back here a little bit. I got to ask you a question. So, I was on the team, the Cornelius Bennett game. I was but I was on the offense. Okay, for Alabama.
Okay.
I went to the Japan Bowl with Mike Kovaleski. Have you seen or heard from him in a while?
Sure. I saw him 2 times this past football season back at Notre Dame. We connected at a couple of games this past year. So Mike's doing great. He's one of the best guys in the world. I think he's the only captain that Notre Dame ever had. He was my classmate. We had been through a lot during our years there, and I don't know what it says about me that I wasn't elected captain. I was a 4-year starter quarterback, but Mike Kovaleski was our captain, and he did a great job, and he's still an absolutely wonderful guy. No there's nobody that's ever met Mike Kovalevsky that doesn't love him.
Well, I still remember. I spent 14 days in Japan with him. I know he remembers me. So you tell him Wes Neighbors said hello next time you see him. It'll probably shock
I will
him.
tell him, and I can guarantee you this, too. The best thing about that game for me is that I don't remember that hit or anything that happened after that hit. So that's really a positive coming out of it.
Well, you look on the field. I know we had 10 people drafted that year. There's several. There's a Heisman Trophy on there. You played 17 years in the NFL. Just a bunch of talent on both sides of the ball in that game.
Yeah, well, and that's the way it should be when you get Notre Dame and Alabama together. And I think that those are kind of expected numbers. I know the last 15, 20 years, obviously the scales have been tilted way, way, way toward Alabama. But Notre Dame, with the exception of quarterback, they've put out a lot of really good NFL players over the last couple of decades, and not quite as many as Alabama, but nobody's up there close to what Alabama's done. So, we're doing a good job, I think, of taking players to the next level. I'd like to see us develop a quarterback one of these days, though.
So, were you shocked about what all went on with Brian Kelly and what's going on since then?
Not really. I was a fan of Brian Kelly. I think he was the right guy to hire when they made the decision. But as he kind of got into his tenure at Notre Dame, it became pretty obvious that he was never able to get his team up for the big games. I think he was 0-8 in FBS or BCS games, BCS bowl games, and not only did he lose all of them, but he got hammered. They got pounded in all those games. So they were never ready to play in the big games. And it also became apparent, too, that whenever he had a chance to kind of try and use a little bit of leverage to get a new contract, he was doing that. And so you start thinking that maybe he might be a little bit more of a Brian Kelly guy than a Notre Dame guy. And I think the timing was right. I think I wish him well down there in LSU. I don't think it's going to work out well for him because I just don't think he understands the animal that he's dealing with down there in that Southeastern Conference with schools like, Alabama and Georgia and LSU, and how important it is to the people down there. And, we'll see how it works out for him. I think Notre Dame's going to be better off for it, though, long term.
Yeah, especially Coach Freeman. It sounded like the kind of momentum he had when that introductory video that Notre Dame put out, there was no doubt he had full team support on that introduction.
And he still does, and he's got full alumni support as well. I think all of us would have preferred to give him another year or two to get ready for that job. He's only 34 years old, and I really think that inexperience hurt Notre Dame in the bowl game against Oklahoma State. We had a comfortable lead at halftime, and yet, in Wes, you'll appreciate this. We ran the ball with a 14-point lead. At halftime, we ran the ball only 5 times in the second half. We threw the ball 68 times that game, and it just let Oklahoma State get back into the ball game. I don't remember. Not only do I not remember Notre Dame never throwing the ball 68 times, I don't remember any team throwing the ball 68 times in a game that I can think of. But it just that allowed Oklahoma State to get back in the game, and really is the reason why we lost, I believe.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that lopsided. That's unreal. But that just goes to the nature of us being focused on the playoffs more than anything on the college game. But with the NFL playoffs going on right now, since you are hot, as you say, tell me what you think we're going to see. The Titans getting ready to take on the Bengals next weekend, and, of course, the Packers taking on the 49ers. I think that's going to be a fantastic game.
I think it will be. Tonight, first off, I like the Rams. I think Matt Stafford is ready to start really, really stepping up his game. He needs to right now, but I like the Rams tonight. But as far as next week, those two games in particular, I think the Titans are going to be a tough matchup for the Bengals down in Nashville. I don't think that the Titans are the best team in the AFC, but I think what they do well, they're really, really strong and physical on defense. I think Cincinnati's going to have a hard time keeping Joe Burrow protected well enough. And I love Joe Burrow. but I just think it's going to be a Tennessee Titan type of game. Really, smash mouth football and play action with Ryan Tannehill. I think the Titans will win that game. And then when you go up to Green Bay and the Niners, you got Kyle Shanahan against Matt LaFleur, and they go back a long ways.
Yeah.
They know each other really well. Those two teams are both playing. Well, I guarantee you nobody really wants to play the 49ers right now, the way that they're playing on both sides of the ball. But I think going up to Green Bay in the frozen tundra, it's going to be a little bit of a tall task for the Niners. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to win this football game at the end for the Packers.
Finally, I got to ask at least final thoughts of what you've seen out of year one from Bryce Young, the Alabama quarterback.
Well, he's from my neck of the woods. I went to the arch rival high school of Mater Dei, where Bryce Young is from. So and I live out in Orange County now, California. So I've had a chance to really get to learn his story and watch him as he's gone along. And I really like the kid. I think the adversity from the national championship game will help him long term. Not that he needed a whole lot of help. He was doing pretty good as it was. And I think he's going to be a really, really good college quarterback. And he's got the skills, I think, to take it to the next level, too, if he can just mature and fill out a little bit, get a little bit stronger, and continue to develop. I think he's going to be a great pro as well.
Steve, really appreciate the time, sir, and the insight. And I know we'd love to have you back on before the Super Bowl.
All right. Love to do it. Thanks, guys.
That is Steve Berline, who played nearly 2 decades in the National Football League. I mean, that is astounding to kind of wrap your head around right there, but played collegiately at Notre Dame, and then it was the number 1 overall pick of the expansion draft in 1995. So is a very seasoned quarterback and certainly knows his stuff when it comes to talking all things NFL and college as well, and covers both the NFL and the college game.